Hey everyone, Daniel here from Twin Bytes with another quick tutorial for you. This time I'm going to be showing you how to securely erase and shred the data on your hard drive before you get rid of it. So you might ask, why wouldn't I just take a sledgehammer to it or drill right through it? Well, there's two main reasons you might not want to do that. One is that the computer is perfectly fine, the hard drive and everything is in good shape, and you just want to donate this computer. So you're going to want to do a fresh install of Windows, but you want to make sure that nobody can take this to a data recovery lab and get all your old data from it. The second reason you might not want to take a sledgehammer or drill through it is because of the danger involved in safety issues where you're going to have to wear protective gear, including safety glasses and that, and make sure that you don't cut yourself or have any small fine pieces of metal fly up into your eye. I'm going to show you how you can use some free software to shred your drive. So looking at my screen here, we got a program called File Shredder, and this has been around for a very long time. They actually haven't updated it in a while, but I've been using it still for a very long time, and I find it reliable and easy to use. So there's a few options in here, pretty straightforward, and I'm going to explain everything here. We've got options for deleting individual files and folders and then removing everything, which I'm not 100% sure on all the options because they don't have a manual that works, and even the link to their website doesn't seem to work. Even the link to the help menu on their website doesn't work. The main feature is shredding the free disk space on a drive, which is what we're going to be looking at. So I have an example of a drive here, the F drive, and I've got a folder with one item in it here, and I've got another file loose here. So if I was to go into add a file, I can say in this drive I want to keep this one, so I go in this folder, I don't need this, and I can open that, select shred files now. Are you sure? Yes, we want to shred those files, and it's gone. So if I look inside this folder, it's empty. The other option is going to add a folder, and we can tell it to delete this entire folder. Shred files, okay to shred them, and that folder we see just disappeared. We can go into free disk space, and this is where we get to choose the drive. So on your computer, if it's a C drive, then it'll shred all the areas of the drive where you don't have anything else remaining there. I can choose this drive, and we're going to go through these options in a moment, but just going through next and start, it goes through wiping, and when it's finished, it'll actually say finish at the bottom and it won't say stop anymore here. But I'm going to stop this just so that we can move on. But this is what it would say when it's finished. So before going into shredding the free space, one of the points is donating the computer. There's two options here, and if you're going to be donating your computer, option one is doing the fresh install of Windows on your computer first, so you're wiping the drive, installing Windows, and then run the program to shred all the free disk space there. The second option, which I like even better if you're able to do this, is pull the hard drive out of the computer, hook it up to another computer as a slave drive, and then format that entire hard drive, and then shred the free space, which will be 100%. It's all free space. Then put that drive back in the computer and then install Windows. So let's look at shredding the free space now. If I go into select the drive, and it's defaulting to this one here, so remember this. I'm going to come back to that in a moment. It's the one in the middle. We got 5 options, and the reason this is highlighted is because this is the most recent one and the most popular. What this does basically when shredding a drive is it just writes a series of ones and zeros over the drive multiple times. You've got a simple one pass, which you can probably guess is just going to do it once. 2 pass, of course, will just do it 2 times. This here you can see secure erasing algorithm, so in the name it sounds like it does a little bit more than just a simple pass, which it does, but it's 7 passes. And then you've got one here called the Gutman algorithm with 35 passes. So that sounds even more incredible. And then we've got this one here, which is just some cryptic number I'm going to explain. We ended up having the Gutman method, which was produced by Peter Gutman and Colin Plum. And it was done in the paper that they did on the deletion of data from magnetic and solid state memory. And that was in July 1996. And it basically involved writing a series of 35 patterns over the drive. Now, this was an old method with old drives, old technology. So even though it's stated with solid state, with the newer drives and solid state, it's been said a few times that it's not necessary to write 35 times. That is completely overkill. So doing it just a few times is more than enough. If we come back and look at the DoD 5220, that is designed from the Department of Defense, the U.S. National Industrial Security Program Operating Manual. That's a long word. I had to actually read it off the screen. 5220.22-M is the actual identification number in the manual that explains the details around this algorithm. It was designed in 2006 and involves 3 passes. Now you would think this is the latest one and there are only 3 passes when we got this other one here that's 7 passes, and then the Gutman algorithm as 35 passes. Well, technology changes over time, as you may already know, so we don't need to do it that many times. So this is the most commonly used one, which is why it's defaulting to that. If you really wanted to go with 7 passes, this is a little bit older technology, but although it doesn't say DoD, it is also from the Department of Defense. And I had to try and find the code number or manual number, and it was 5200.28 as opposed to the 5220-22 for this other method that does 3 passes. So it is a older technology. Even though there's more passes, it doesn't mean it's better. So I would stick with the DoD 5220, and that's my recommendation. And then you would be able to run through the same method of just hitting next, start, and let it run through until it finally says it's finished and the stop button turns back into a start button. And that's it for this quick tutorial. I hope you did find it helpful. If you did, please do give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to stay tuned for all my future videos. If you haven't, you can always comment below and ask me questions, and I'm happy to make video tutorials for you answering your question. Thanks so much. See you in the next one. Bye for now.